No, MD, you cannot watch it. You cannot watch it. But I want to. I want to watch. MD, you cannot watch Little House anymore. But that's my family. Why are you dragging me away from them? Oh my God. Joe. MD, we've had this talk before, okay? You need to detox from Little House on the Prairie, alright? Master Nature, why you fucking bust his ball? You know what? I'm so sick of hearing this about fucking Little House shit. Just let the kid watch the shit he wants. Yeah, Master Nature, why don't you listen to Stanley? Not Stanley, Tyrone, for Christ's sake. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen. Oh my God. Look, I spent 6 months in the bar, in Charles's bar. Oh my God. All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, Ellie and Lakota and Queena. David Rogue. And Lori. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. No sound? What do you mean no sound? It's called a splash page. It lasts for 5 minutes. Valerie. Ashley, oh my God, you're finally here. Hey, listen, I've been waiting for you all day. Oh my God. Oh my God, look, I'm in a real bad dilemma here, guys. I don't know. Should I pick Maisie or should I pick Josie? I don't know. Welcome, Believe. I'm doing my best to focus on the chat. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. All right. Well, here we are. So, strong posts. But that's the way it is. Being a psychic, you know. Now, you've seen other people on these channels, psychics and all, and they have a very, very fancy presentation to them. And I gotta admit, it's quite fancy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, some of those tapestries that I see, oh my God, I want those tapestries. Do you understand? But guess what? We're not saying anything differently, though, are we? No, not really. But we're going to start with this, okay? Look, there has to be some positive in all the negative, right? Right. So I wanted to start with this just to lighten the mood, okay? Just to lighten the mood a little bit. Because I do feel very strongly about what I wrote. And they may or may not speak to me. However, I'm not going to put a video on there with a fancy tapestry behind me and shuffle some fucking cards and be like, oh my God, Ethan just fucking told me what happened. All right, here, we're going to lighten the mood. Oh, I'm sorry. We like playing jokes, don't we? Actually, you know what? This is not my favorite card in my psychic deck. This is my favorite card in my psychic deck. It's called Shuffle Hands. And that's pretty much what this case is about. Shuffle Hands. So anyway, let me just start with this, though.
You can't park here.
We're not parking it. We're abandoning it.
I can't believe we're doing this. Listen, if I get killed, my blood is on your hands.
Just don't get it on my shoe, okay?
Oh?
I'm not saying that the Army will be able to do for you what it did for me. All I'm saying is that you get out of it exactly what you put into it. Now, sometimes the Army's your best shot. Now, there's a couple of questions that I have to ask you. They're a little personal. Have you ever been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor? That's robbery, rape, car theft, that sort of thing.
Convicted.
Yeah, no.
Never convicted.
That's good. Good. Are either of you homosexuals?
You mean like flaming, or?
Well, it's a standard question we have to ask.
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
Yeah, would they send us someplace special?
Guess that's no on both. All right, now if you'll just give Uncle Sam your autograph, yeah?
Sammy, get well soon.
That's good. Now your name.
Dun 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 dun
All right, my lovelies. Just to get you in the mood. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So. Yeah, that was Stripes. 1981. Yes. Classic movie. Man, remember HBO back in the day in the early 80s? They'd show that shit all the time. They show all these they showed Stripes like 24 hours a day. They show like Friday the 13th movies all the time. Like all kinds of weird shit. Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, guys. This case. Boy, oh boy. All right. So here's my problem here. All right. This is my problem. We have all these wonderful thoughts and theories, right? We have all these wonderful things that we think about with this case, right? A lot of them make sense and fit, okay, to what has been presented to us, right? Whether that's from mainstream media, whether that's from Moscow police, whether that's from Idaho State Police, so on and so on, right? It's great. It's fantastic. And all these things that we think about, it's wonderful. It is. It truly is. But here's the problem. Yeah. It's not the candle. The candle's important. We need the candle. We're always going to hit that wall. We're always going to hit this wall, guys. And this is what's driving me absolutely insane every time that I think about this case, which is pretty much all the time at this point. If I can get my bubbler working, it would be much easier. You know, I'm going to tell you this story real quick before we get into real stuff. I went to a marijuana fest the other day. Well, a couple months ago. First one I ever been to. First marijuana fucking cannabis, they call it cannabis fest, right? First one I ever been to in my life, right? I get to the gate, right? And I'm like, I'm at a Grateful Dead show, okay? I'm standing in Shakedown Street, for real. And so I get to the gate, and everybody's hanging out there, you know, whatever. I pay my $5. Now, I don't have my card at this point, right? I walk in the gate, right? And I'm met with, like, all kinds of shit I've never seen in my life. I'm like, well, on the right side of me, I got, like, hash, okay? On the left side of me, I got mushrooms. I'm like, did I just fall into the hole? Did I fall into a hole somewhere? Like, in another time, another dimension? It freaked me out. It freaked me out, guys. It totally freaked me out. Yeah, by the end of the fair, I was sniffing like 6 kinds of hash. I'm like, I can't even tell you the last time I sniffed hash. It was probably when I was like 15. You know what I mean? Or something. I'm like, I'm sniffing blonde hash. I'm sniffing like this real thick black kind of hash looking shit. I'm like, and I asked the guy, I'm like, well, how do I smoke this, right? And he's like, well, you have to get a bubbler. I'm like, a fucking bubbler? What do you mean, like a hookah? He's like, you have to get a bubbler. I'm like, okay, well, do you sell bubblers? He's like, no. And he points like 2 stalls down from him. And he's like, no, but the guy down there, he sells the bubblers. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I gotta get to the bubbler fucking station. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, think about it. When was the last time you smelled blonde hash? I don't know. But for me, it's probably been like 30 years. Oh my God. I thought I walked into a Twilight Zone episode. You know what I mean? Holy shit. Now, people in Denmark, they're probably laughing at us. They're probably like, you fucking idiots. You know, we do this all the time. Walk into our cafe, have a cup of coffee, and fucking sit and eat a fucking hash brownie and shut your mouth. Okay. All right. Welcome, Mountain Mirror. Welcome. Where you been? Where you been, Mountain Myra? Oh yes. All right. So anyway, getting back to what I was trying to say, in this case, look, we can't look. I was trying to figure out a direction for this one, right? I was really pissed off, really fucking pissed off before I decided to go live here. And as everybody, as you guys are probably, some of you are very pissed off, justifiably so. Again, this is a case I've never seen in my life. I've never seen anything like this. And I am not what you would call somebody who's like studies true crime 24/7. No, that is not me. However, I do watch the shit. And yes, I can think. Okay. And I have never seen anything comparable to this. No. I mean, maybe you guys have. Maybe you guys have seen something comparable to this, right? Maybe you can compare it to Delphi. Maybe. I don't get the Delphi. Delphi to me is something different than this, okay? Delphi has its own problems. Don't get me wrong. But the flavor of Delphi and the flavor of this case, to me, are different flavors. They're different flavors here. Very different flavors here. So, that's my opinion. Yeah. Now, some of you I noticed in the comments, you get fixated on certain elements of this case, okay? Some of you are very detail-oriented, much more than I am, right? Now, some of you are focusing on like things like car placement. Where are the cars? Who left when, right? These types of details, right? I am not that detail-oriented when it comes to this stuff. What I like to focus on is people, their words, and their actions. That's what I'm focusing on in this, right? So when we're looking at interviews and people talking, that's what jives me here. That's what jazzes me. That's what really gets me jazzed here. When I see people talking and I hear their words, see, that's what gets my blood fucking boiling. It's the other stuff is important. I'm not saying it's not, okay, but it's the behavior That's what really drives my blood here. Really drives it. And these people that we see, right? Every single one of them, there is something wrong with their fucking behavior. Every single goddamn person in this case. To me, there is not one single straight shooter in this case. And that drives me absolutely up the wall. I just want to see one straight person give an interview, or I read a document that is like kind of a straight on. You know what I mean? That I could say, well, yes, that seems correct. But 95% of all this, I can't say that. And that drives me absolutely batshit crazy. All right? Well, that's one. That's one thing. That's one thing I wanted to tell you on this line. For sure. And I'm sure some of you feel that way as well, of course. Absolutely. Right? Because you and I, right, us together, we're not stupid people. None of us here that we're talking right now together, right now, we're not stupid. Okay? That's the last thing we are. And so you and I, we either may watch the same amount of true crime, we may either watch, a little less than each other, but we're not stupid to the basics of what crime is at all. I highly doubt that, right? So this case comes along. And here's what really, though, drives me batshit. All the people's behaviors, the things that they do that don't make any sense, the lies, all that. Great. We fine. We already know that. But then we got that goddamn wall that smacks us right in the fucking face in the form of Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger pisses me off. And I'm speaking of it as a character here. The character of Bryan Kohberger, if we're listening to a story, for example, he pisses me off as a character. Why? Why does he piss me off as a character? Number one, the story that we've read up until this point, okay? If we take him out of this story, right, it makes sense. It fits. But now we insert a character like Bryan Kohberger into the story. And he presents a great wall to all that beautiful flowing logic that we had that led up to that point in our thinking, right, about what happened here. He is that fucking gigantic wall that your logic just hits that wall and it's like, God damn it, I have to think about this shit. And that's the way it feels for me. For real. For real. And I hope that makes sense to you guys. And I think it does. I think it does make sense to you guys. Because Bryan, and this is, you guys know this already. You guys already know this. A character like Bryan Kohberger, okay, and I'm not even getting into any specifics, okay, what they've tried to say he is or what he is, his family history, any of that, any history, characteristic, whatever. The portrait or the sketch or the caricature or the archetype of Bryan Kohberger should not exist in this case. It should not. But yet it does. And that frustrates the hell out of me. I am seeing an archetype where I should not see an archetype here. And I think you guys understand that for sure. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah. So we have an archetype of a homicidal maniac, okay? You can call it the shadow if you want, but it's not really a shadow, okay? We're talking something different here. This is not that archetype. The archetype of shadow is not this, all right? That's not what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about an extreme version here of an archetype, right? Somebody who has complete lack of regard for human life, right? Sure, absolutely. Some of that stuff we've seen this in movies. Of course, you guys seen this in movies and television, all this and all this. Psycho, right? Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock. He did that very well. But anyway, this archetype of the psychopath who has total disregard for human life. He will mutilate you. He will butcher you in a heartbeat if the impulse strikes him. Correct? Right. But that's fine. That's fine. We can have that archetype. We can. And we have, we've had it throughout our entire history. But not with this case. And that's what bugs the living fucking piss out of me. This case, the narrative, the story, everything around this case does not support that archetype. But that's the wall. You have to somehow get around this archetype, like Psycho, like Norman Bates kind of shit. You have to reconcile that, number one. And number two is, you have to figure out a way, not only to get around that archetype, but how to get around it in a way for this case that leaves no doubt that there could be no such thing as this type of archetype in this case. And it's fucking almost impossible to do that. And that is what drives me up the wall here. For real. For real. So how do I get around Brian Kohlberger? That's my problem. That's my question. How do I get around him? Because he's right there. He's standing right there in the middle of the moat. We have this beautiful castle, right? And garden, right? Of course. But then you have this huge figure standing right in your moat. And we go day to day, right? We go day to day. We pass our gates. We enter our beautiful garden, right? But there's that fucker. He's still standing in our moat. And we can't get rid of him. That's how it is. So how do you explain Brian Kohlberger? How? How do you explain it? Well, it's not like you get invited. It's like you get a flyer in the mail. That's really pretty much what it's all. It's not like a secret society. Just it's not like that. I mean, it's well. What I'm talking about is it's posted online. It's not a secret. It's not a secret. You just show up. You just show up. That's all you do. All right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Now, I wanted to make more videos about this, right? And explore this theme more. I haven't gotten there yet. I've been so focused on my anger when it comes to the roommates and when it comes to all these characters that's not Brian Kohlberger, right? But, excuse me. I've been trying to think about this character, right? I've been trying to think about him quite a bit, for sure. We have to. He's standing right in the middle of a moat, and he doesn't move. He's like an ogre, right, under the bridge. So here's what I was trying to do here, guys. Here's what I was trying to do in thinking about him and analyzing from my limited moronic perspective, right? That anybody would not know, or I would only know. Correct. All right. But I'm trying to think about this through my limited brain, right? And I'm like, okay. So I take the premise first that, okay, so here's what I have to do here. And maybe this will help. Maybe you guys will do this too. And maybe you probably already have, okay? Knowing my guard, you guys have probably been through a million scenarios that I have not even been through yet. And I see it, well, obviously, I've seen that play out in comments all the time. Like, you guys are, like, talking about something that's probably, like, 2,000 light years from where I am, and it's true. It is. That is very true. However, Kohlberger, right? So I'm like, okay, based on the limited information that I have about him, through interviews, through statements, what, blah, 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 blah. To me, I'm trying to figure out, okay, I'm taking the first approach that he is the lone wolf. That's the first approach I have to take. It's the easiest approach I have to take here, okay? You have to take that approach first. You have to. Now listen, it's the simplest approach to take, okay? We're not talking about corruption yet. No, we're talking about the straight line. So we have to consider the straight line first before anything else. Okay? That's the way you have to do it here. And you know this, my garden, you know this. Now sometimes our imaginations are pretty fucking rampant and they run wild. But in order to be disciplined here and looking at shit like this, and this is real shit. Real shit. Anyway, you have to take that straight line first. And that's what I was doing, right? So I was taking this straight line first with Kohlberger. Okay, he is the guy. He is the guy. There is nobody else, right? You throw all this shit outside of your head. He is the guy. There's nobody else. He killed 4 people. Right? That's where we go. You have to. Yes, of course he did it. Of course. What, are you stupid? You have to take that approach first. Because very soon, and you guys know this, once we start adding those Lego blocks, though, into it, oh, there we go. Now, your straight line that you so passionately followed, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Right? So it starts off really good. Here's my point. It starts off really, really good. You know, like, yeah, of course he did it. Of course. This guy's a fucking freak. You know, he's a weirdo. You know, he doesn't have any friends. Blah, blah, blah. He doesn't talk to any girls. You know, we don't hear about any chicks that he has. And yeah, of course he killed 4 fucking people. Are you kidding me? You know, he stabbed them to death. He mutilated everybody. Right? Of course. Yeah, but. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. Now here's also what I'm doing here. Just so you know. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute, no. That, I'm hitting a lot of walls with that first line of speculation for myself with Brian, right? I'm hitting a lot of walls. So then I back up. Okay? I don't take him out of the equation yet. Okay? I keep him in the equation. I back up a little bit, though, and I say, okay, it's still Brian Kohlberger. Of course. Obviously, it is. But where did I go wrong, no, when I was stretching out my ideas? Where did I go wrong? So this is what I did. I was thinking to myself, okay, if I follow the Moscow police narrative, right? Well, I'm following the straight line. So they tell me that Brian Kohlberger purchased several items off of Amazon in February of 2022, correct? Is that not what they told us? Is that correct? Yes. Hey. Yeah, of course. Right. Makes sense, I hope. You guys are like, just shut up and like, let Stanley do his radio station. All right, just shut up. Well, yeah, that's what they're doing, asshole. They're trying to tell you to shut up, but they're really being nice about it, all right? And it's coming out in the form of ignoring your questions. So listen. Let Stanley, right? Let me do my Screamin' Stanley radio station for a minute, and maybe they'll snap back to what you're... Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think they like you at all, actually. Actually, I think they think you're a prick. I think that's what they think, actually. So that's why Screamin' Stanley is here to take over things, because, well, I know I'm your favorite, and you don't have to tell me. I already know it. But it is nice to hear from the ladies every now and then. Oh, my God. I love you forever, ladies. Oh, my God. Hey, I could tell you a lot of stories that I did back in 1911 with you. Oh, my God. Well, you might not stick around, but you'd still love me. Okay.
Stanley, knock it off.
Well, they don't like you. And they're trying to signal to you to shut up.
Maybe. Maybe they are. Yeah, Master Nature, I agree with Stanley on this. They're trying to tell you to shut up and play something, because you're just like stupid and boring. Is what you are. All right, fine. Yeah, well, you don't let me watch Little House, so I mean, I gotta have to align with somebody, you idiot. All right. Oh my God. Well, yeah, I don't know why you're laughing. It's not a laughing matter for us up here in the spirit realm. You don't have to be up here. You get to be down there and drink beer and shit. And I don't know, you're telling the garden you're sniffing like blonde hash, and I don't know what you're doing. Oh my God, Ashley, take me away from all this. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. All right, fine. Oh, here it is. I guess here it is. No, that's too serious. See, that's too serious. Something a little lighter. What will my garden prefer? I gotta think about this. What would my... Now, I'm trying to take a pulse on the chat, right? And so here's what I'm doing. Guys, here's what I'm doing. I'm putting my right hand on my phone, okay? Right? And I'm like, I can feel what they want to hear. Okay? That's what I'm doing. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, but seriously, that's what I do. So, Tupelo Honey was pretty goddamn close, to be honest with you. No fucking shit. So yes, I do have psychics in my garden. I'm not the only one. You are very, very fucking close. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, you were. You were very, very close. Well, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh my God.
Half a mile from the county fair, and the rain came pouring down. Me and Billy standing there with a silver £5. Hands are full of a fishing rod and the tackle on our backs. We just stood there getting wet with our backs against the fence. Oh, the water. Hope it don't rain all day. And it's stung me to my soul. Stung me just like Jelly Roll. And it's stung me. And it's stung.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. Just hang on. Stick with me. Just stick with me here for a minute. If I could, yeah.
Half a mile from the county fair. And
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted, guys.
Stone beat just like going home in a stormy. And the rain let up and the sun came up and we were getting dry. Almost let a pickup truck nearly passed us by. So he jumped right in the driver's van and he dropped us up the road. And we looked at the swim and we jumped right in at the mentioned fishing pool. Oh, the water. Oh, the water.
Pretty much, right? Pretty much. All right. Thank you. You're still with me. You're still with me, lovelies. Of course you are. I'm your favorite radio station in the land. But this is the part where you say, that son of a bitch is going to smoke a cigarette, isn't he? Well, yeah, no. Now, don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. But yes and no. However, this is a good time for you to, do what you got to do, right? Take a piss. Maybe make some tea and honey. Maybe make some Tupelo honey. Right. Stay with me. Follow me here, loves. Follow me, loves. But yes, a quick one while he's away. All right, you understand? You get my drift? A quick one while he's away. And maybe that's part of the problem in this case. A quick one while he's away. Think about it, guys. Maybe things that I tell you aren't so random. Sometimes they appear that way, and most likely they are. But sometimes they're not. And if you go back and read the description on my channel, I'm not lying to you. A quick one while he was away. And boy, if that person who found out about that quick one while he's away, god damn, I wonder what would happen with that. Hell, I don't know. I'd maybe be angry about it. Especially if I know that quick one while he's away meant, that quick one while he's away is also going to be going down in Texas, my friends. In Texarkana, my friends. Anyway, shut up. I don't even know who that is, actually. That's me, you idiot. You're so stupid. You know that? You don't even know who Stanley is anymore, do you? I could talk in many different voices, you moron. You better hold on to your hat. Because what I'm about to show you is it's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Oh my God! I don't know why you're laughing. They take it seriously, Master Nature. I think you need to be sedated, Master Nature. I think you need to be sedated. Where's the telly? Where's the telly? Where's the fucking telly? Would somebody pass me the fucking telly? This guy needs to be sedated. Fucking telly.
doctor is here, the doctor is here. What the fuck is the problem? I hear all this shouting. And so I called for a doctor. What? What? This fucking asshole needs to be sedated right now. He's going off the fucking rail. Alright? He's going off the rail. And he needs to be fucking sedated right now. So what are you gonna do about it? Oh, for piss sake. You woke me up for this shit, right? I got a big hypodermic fucking needle in my hand. Where is he? Oh, God, guys. Oh. Well, see, that's what you get when you play around with English Daily. You don't know what you're gonna get. But we love English Stanley. We love him to death. It's like watching the Queen. I could watch English Stanley all day. Really? Yeah, are you sure? I don't know. I have no idea. You may not want to watch him all day. Well, that's what they said to me at first. They're like, "Oh, MD, we love you. Yes, we love you. Oh my God, you're our favorite." And then they're like, well, "Who's MD?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" Oh my God. All right, guys. All right, enough. Let's get back to what we're doing. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Guys, I got to show you this. This cracks me the fuck up. Guys, this cracks me the fuck up. Watch this shit. Now this is Long Crime Network, okay? This is Long Crime. This guy cracks me up. Every time I see this fucking prick. Watch this guy. What?
So, the director of the Cold Case Foundation and a former homicide detective now retired.
Hey, fucking ads. I'll tell you.
All in one place.
Pissing ads.
All
right,
hired.
here we go.
So, Chris, how critical of a witness was Dylan Mortensen going to be at this trial? As you now read through these reports, we're getting even more information about what she said she saw that morning.
I found the glove.
Well, eyewitness testimony is always questionable, no matter what type of case you're dealing with, because people see things differently, and of course they always
Oh my God.
those differences in their lifestyles.
I'm not pregnant, I swear. Thank God. Don't be pregnant, for God's sake. Oh my God.
I mean, she's obviously very close to her friends. She's living in the house. She's also
Wait, can I X him out?
admittedly intoxicated that evening. And so you have, chemicals on board. You have a variety of other different things that are taking place
Like what?
internally.
Like what?
So it's not unusual initially.
Oh my God. Wait, $114,000? Hey, I'm not that sad. Fuck you. Fuck you.
As an investigator, you have to kind of sort through that and say, okay,
You gotta sort through it.
What exactly is going on?
What's going on?
Consistencies
in
relationship to the
Yeah, sure. That's what it's about.
Her level of intoxication was pretty high, by her own admission. They all been out drinking the football game the day before.
Well, that's a great point, idiot. By her own admission, not by anybody else's standard. Look, I can say I drank 75,000 fucking cases, okay? That's by my own admission. But if nobody takes my fucking blood alcohol level, well, guess what? It's meaningless what I tell you. Stupid fucking idiots. Mainstream parrots. Yeah, Dylan could say she drank 600 fucking beers. By her own admission. But how are you going to test that? And Moscow police certainly didn't test that. Okay? No, they didn't test anything. Oh my God. So look, if I'm the prime suspect, right? Of course I'm going to say, man, I was really fucked up. I don't know. I must have drank it must have been half a case of beer, And that's typically what I do on a Saturday night. I drink a lot. See?
So I have to make it consistent with my character up until this point in time. I'm a 19-year-old female, right? Right. But my story and my kind of history have to kind of match. Yeah. So, of course, I'm going to tell you I'm drinking 15 to 20 fucking things a day because that would fit my nature and that would fit my character. See? Right. So when I'm a participant in something like this, it better match. I have to tell the cops, fuck yeah, I was messed up. Are you kidding me? Like, duh, right? Like, duh. Because if I don't, and if this is a real police department, which, well, we know it's not, they are going to know that right away that I'm lying to them. That's what should have happened in this case. However, it didn't. Because A, this was not a real investigation. B, whatever snippets we're seeing from these interviews, all you have to do is compare them to real cases. Like within 2 to 3 minutes, you'll find one on YouTube. That's what we do, right? So that's what I do. Like whenever I watch crap about this case, to clear my head, I jump to a real case. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. Duh. That's what I have to do to clear my head of this shit. And remind myself, well, yeah, that's right. That's how crime's supposed to be fucking investigated. But not this one. Not this one.
For a White Claw, she had a Borg, all of this stuff.
Not this one.
The defense was really going to hammer her and go after her.
Yes.
Trial move forward.
Fuck yeah.
If we ever wrestle, you will lose as I will make sure that
shit.
You will not win.
What is this?
You will be hit with a skull crushing finale. You will be pinned 1, 2, 3.
Oh, nice.
And everyone will celebrate me. Is this what you're dressing in?
What is this? Fuck you. I don't know what this is. Sorry, guys. Oh, I know what this is. Fuck off.
Yeah, they would have tried to establish her state of mind. That's
yeah.
No question about it.
You think?
And she would have had to really face some tough questioning, which juries, as you know more than anybody, they look at that and go, okay, what's the character of this particular witness that I'm they measure that again against
I killed them all.
And quite frankly, their college
Thank God.
And they say, oh, well, I was like that in the past. And, jurors is, they do and say different things.
He's like laughing. He's like, what the fuck?
Discussing it.
You're overdoing it, Dylan. You're overdoing it. Okay.
Very credible across the table. And I think she would have been ultimately, the defense would have beat her up a little. But I think
a little.
It would have leveled off into, did she see what she said she saw?
No. No.
It was Keely.
No. Because all I have to do is read you one of her statements where it says she doesn't remember anything. I could just read you that. You fucking idiot. Well, I know when I talk, I sound like fucking. When I was on vacation with my wife, we discovered this fucking glove, with a black glove on the fucking sidewalk. and I turned it in to Moscow police, and they pat me on my ass. They, oh my God, we never saw this glove in 4 weeks. Oh, thank you very much, Chris McDonough. Oh, whatever the fuck your name is. Oh my God, guys. Ridiculous. No, she would have been discredited within the first 2 minutes of her testimony. Because all I have to do is read back your statement. And they're psychotic. Duh. You idiots. Look, she contradicts herself one sentence right after the next sentence, one after the next sentence, one after the next sentence. All I have to do is tell her, can you read these for me? And she'll read them, and they're going to sound absolutely psychotic because they are psychotic. Duh, you moron. Mainstream. Her statements don't make any sense. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will ask her to read 2 separate paragraphs from her multiple statements, and they're going to totally contradict each other. And they're going to sound like Looney Tunes, because she sounds like a Looney Tune. Because guess what? She's a fucking Looney Tune. If you read her statements, and you guys have, she's an absolute loon. Loon, like Moon the Loon. Right? Keith Moon, Moon the Loon. Fucking one sentence she says, well, I can't be sure of what I seen, right? And then the next one she says, well, I don't know if I dreamed, or I don't know if I was dreaming or if I was awake. And then she says, I really don't know, if what I saw that night was even real. Yes. I could just have her read those 3 paragraphs, stupid spud, and she would be discredited within 5 minutes because she's a lunatic. For real. For fucking real. These people are so dumb. They're so dumb. Because Dylan...
She heard running down the steps.
Yeah, running down the steps.
Kaylee, who she heard crying. We all know that's not true. Kaylee was upstairs in the bed with Maddie and had been attacked.
No.
She got more information. She figured out it was likely Xana. She was crying. The feet.
You mean changing your story? Yeah, it's like that. No, it's not about getting more information. Okay, it's about now I have more information, and now I can change my story. See, that's what it is. It's not about making a fair assessment of something. It's about, because I already know what I did, and I'm going to use this information that people are giving to me freehand, and it's going to make my story make a little bit more sense than it did before. She was interviewed at least 4 separate times. And in each of those interviews, none of her things are consistent. They're all outlandish. Every single fucking interview that she gave. They have not all come out yet, but she is not only she's one of the most unreliable witnesses in the history of American crime, but she is one of the most probable prime suspects in a fucking murder case that you could ever think of. That's Dylan. Oh my God. Wait till the other 2 interviews get released. It's going to blow your mind out. Already. Hey, we already read the transcripts for those. But can you watch when we see it though? Holy shit. She is the fucking prime. She always will be the prime. It doesn't matter about the fucking boo-hooing, okay? Not at all. Fucking bullshit with these people. Anyway, we still got to get to Brian Koberger, the ogre under the bridge, the man standing in the moat. Every time we go through our castle wall, we enter our beautiful garden grounds, but that goddamn fucking thing is still staring right at us, and it doesn't move. It doesn't move. And that's scary. Very scary. Again, what is he? First of all, the media tried to paint him as a lone wolf. Correct? Correct, yes. However, that's not the problem. That is not the problem. Here is the problem. Okay? Everybody who's still here. Now listen to me. Right? I know you already know this. The problem is not that he's painted as a lone wolf. That's not the problem. The problem is when we think about that type of character or that type of creature, right? Here's what it does to us. It takes us back to an archetype. Right? Right. So we consider that archetype something like a psychopath. Okay, yes. That's how these images morph. Correct? Correct. Good. Good, good, good. So we're not thinking about a lone wolf, really. We're thinking about a complete homicidal maniac now, right? Yes. Somebody who has the capacity to inflict this level of injury to people, 4 of them. And that's an archetype of pure madness. Pure madness. It's way beyond a lone wolf, right? That's the surface picture in our mind. But beyond that, here we're talking about the other things here, We're talking about that nameless, we're talking about the shape is what we're talking about here. It sounds dumb like Halloween, but that's true. We're talking about the shape. The shape is an archetype. The shape is an archetype for everything that is evil. So that's not too far off, actually. Okay? It's not, and you guys know that. Right? Right. But somebody who's a machine, somebody who can look at you, and for whatever reason, it doesn't matter really. Maybe they're mad at you, maybe they're not mad at you. Who the fuck knows, right? Right. But they will bash your face in. They will bash your face in, and that's it. So that's the sort of thing that they painted that picture, but this is the archetype that reflects that picture here. And then here's where we're running the problems though here. First of all, it's extremely rare to have a character like that in crime. It's extremely rare. Rare. Beyond rare. Beyond rare. You guys know this. You guys know this. Yes, we hear about horrific cases. Don't get me wrong. We do. But that's not the same as this. This is a 1 in a million kind of perpetrator here, is what we're talking about here. That's what it is. And that is the archetype. And it's impossible. It's an impossibility to have that in a case. It's an impossibility. So that's the way I was trying to attack it too. I was like, okay, he cannot be an archetype. You cannot have an archetype operating in reality. You can't. You cannot have an archetype physically operating in reality. You can't. Think about it, my lovelies and lads and lords. I know you're smart here. We're talking about archetypes. Okay? You cannot have an archetype operating in reality. It would destroy reality. For real. Okay? That's why they're archetypes. Okay? They're there for a reason. If somehow magically an archetype became like manifested itself or became self-aware, think about it, like AI perhaps. But if that were ever to happen, the whole fabric of our reality would be torn to pieces. You cannot have like a mythological archetype manifesting in our physical reality. It would tear everything apart. Oh, yes, it would. And you can pick any archetype you want. It does not have to be bent on evil. You can pick whatever archetype you'd like. It could be benign to you. It could be mischievous to you. It could be dark to you. It could be whatever it is to you. But it doesn't matter what it is. It's impossible. That's the problem. So you cannot have an archetype operating in reality. However, that's how far Moscow, Idaho went with this case. And that's also another reason why they fucked up in this case. You cannot have a character like Brian Koberger existing in reality. You can't. You just can't. They went so extreme in painting him as a character that it has become not only cartoonish, not only absurd, but it's impossible beyond all of that. You can't have this type of character operating here. It's impossible. We're talking about a fictional person at this point. Really. And that's where Moscow, Idaho fucked up in this case. That's another angle of how they fucked up. You have to paint somebody like this in neutral colors. They have to have humanity to some degree in them, okay? And you have to concoct a story that you can say to yourself, okay, well, I can see why he may have snapped then. They didn't do that in this case. They never painted that picture. Or, excuse me, they never filled those shades into his portrait. They left those shades out of his portrait. And that's why it doesn't make any sense. You have to add the shades into the portrait. If you're going to paint somebody like this, you can't forget the colors. And that's what Moscow police did. They forgot the colors, for Christ's sake. Like, I think about who Brian Koberger is, and I think about what he is, right? But you didn't give me enough colors to fucking make a determination. And therefore, guess what? My brain is like, this is not a real person. Because your palette was so limited, you fucking morons, that you forgot to fill in the character. You forgot to fill in the details and the blushes, and the flesh tones and all the colors you might use to flesh out a person or who they are. Moscow totally forgot them. And yes, now I'm staring at some archetype that's impossible to be in reality. But here he is, standing in my moat for some fucking reason. And he shouldn't be standing in my moat at all. Because he's not real. But that's what Moscow, Idaho did here. And it's very tricky in some fashion. It's very tricky on some levels. Very tricky on some levels here. But we're getting there. We are getting there, my loves. We are getting there. Trust me on this. Trust me. That's where my head's been at with this shit. For real. For real. That's probably why I don't watch too much true crime. Anyway, whatever. Yeah, it's an archetype that is impossible, and we're supposed to believe that's real and exists in this case, and it's impossible. Impossible. Not with the information that was given to us. Well, not at all. That's a whole separate problem. That's a whole separate problem. But Koberger as a character himself, it's an impossibility. And Moscow fucked up because they made him too much of an archetype. And again, you cannot have an archetype running around in our reality. It's impossible. And B, if that were ever to somehow happen, manifest, our whole fabric of reality would be totally wiped out. Okay? It would. It would be. It would be like Jesus Christ descending from the heavens right now and plopping his sandals right in the middle of fucking Times Square. It would totally rip the fabric of our reality apart. Think about it. It would. It would rip our reality to shreds. Yes, it would. Anyway, Philip Dick, by the way, he tried to call this the Black Iron Prison in some fashion. Not quite the Black Iron Prison, okay? But he was correct, though, in one thing about this. If you have a major celestial event that happens, and it happens in our reality, it will tear the fabric of reality apart. It will. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what I was trying to talk about. Oh, I'm sorry. God, oh, God. Oh, God. Steel yourself, guys. Steel yourself. Oh, my God.
Try to get some of those answers that we've been craving.
Oh, my God.
You know, this picture, this story in our mind, and hopefully, be able to make some sense of what happened, because we were locked out of that information for so long.
You can eat a salad. It's okay.
Yeah, and I had dinner with your parents the other night when I was in Idaho, and they mentioned to me, "Oh, Olivia is going to meet with the prosecutor." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And they were like, "Yeah, she's going by herself." I'm like, "She's going by herself? Like that's so intense." So I know you flew to Idaho. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, so that was October 6th, and I
Witchy woman.
I love my parents, but I am an adult too. And it's difficult for me to kind of be a grieving sister in the room with them.
What do you think about that?
Right, they're grieving parents. They've lost a daughter. I hope to God I never know what that feels like. But sometimes it makes it difficult for me to find a place in the room. So it was important for me.
I swear to God, I'm not metrosexual. I swear to God.
To be able to, kind of be able to dictate and to get answers that, I'm really looking for. Not help my dad or help my mom or play this, like, weird median that I would often play.
You know what she reminds me of, guys?
So,
She reminds me of one of two things, right? She either reminds me of the Corpse Bride, okay, or the Nightmare Before Christmas. One of those two. One of the skeleton females. That's what she fucking reminds me of. It's so fucking weird. Hey, Halloween is coming. Oh, wait till we get to fucking Halloween. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. Here's what I'm planning for Halloween. No, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys. I'm not going to spoil it. Look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The prosecution
Holy shit.
team, and
I think we need a juju bag, like right now. I'm just saying.
a member of the Moscow Police Department who was an investigator, as well as the Idaho State Police, an investigator from the Idaho State Police.
And so you just went by yourself?
Yeah, sorry, I'm taking, I went by myself. I had my attorney there. She's a local Utah attorney, and who was just kind of helping me with the documents as they're coming out to be able to make sure that we all get those. But yeah, it was a really traumatizing meeting.
I bet it was.
But it was a necessary step for me to be able to basically be hurt behind closed doors so that I could manage my expectations going forward.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I totally answered you there. I'm sorry.
No, you did. So is it just, I'm just trying to, like, I guess visualize it. Do you just go into like a conference room and it's you and then Bill Thompson and Idaho State Police just all sitting there basically?
Yeah. So it was a conference room at the Idaho State Police District 2 quarters in Lewiston, Idaho. I drove down early in the morning from my parents' house in Rathdrum, Idaho, and it was, me on one side of the table and them on the other. And I really wanted it to be an open-ended conversation where the investigators were kind of able to provide me how it kind of unfolded for them. Because
why?
I've never really gotten their opinions. I've never really heard their thoughts on it. I've never, really.
That's unnecessary. That is completely unnecessary. Just saying, Olivia. That is completely unnecessary. And she looks like a fucking ghoul. She looks like an absolute fucking ghoul. I thought Nancy Grace looked like a fucking ghoul. But good grief. What happened to her? My God. Is this what Hollywood does to somebody when they get an agent and they go on all these interviews, right? Is this what happens to them? She looks like a total fucking ghoul. I'm sorry, but that's, you ladies know that. You've seen her. Good grief, what is this? What is this? Why does she look like this? Does that look healthy to you? It doesn't look fucking healthy to me. Yeah, Karen Carpenter, right. Fucking Karen Carpenter shit here.
That's a great point, by the way. Weird, very weird here. Weird, like, just weird. Whatever. I know we can't read into too much with this, but I don't know, guys. Every time she's on TV now, she looks like a caricature of herself. Very strange here. Strange. In fact, they all look kind of bad, don't they? Well, yeah, Hunter Johnson. Well, yeah, the last time we saw him, he looked like a fucking meth addict. Yeah, he looked totally like a meth addict. You know? He looked horrible. She looked horrible. God, everybody on here. Well, I'll tell you who's still not looking too bad. The fucking mutt. I mean, he's still eating like a fucking pig. And I don't think he lost any sleep. This is fucking shit. Anyway, no, she looks bad. Real bad. Yeah. Let me show you this, though. Yeah, real bad. Yeah, we already saw that. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that to you. No, I'm not. Oh, no. Oh, I might do this to you, though. Oh, my God. Fucking God. Oh, my God. All right. Stop fucking around with them, Master Nature. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to be like, fuck this guy, and they're going to run away from you. I know, Tyrone, I know. Well, hurry the fuck up. Yeah, Master Nature, you're like always slow all the time. You know, everybody like tells me I'm slow and stuff, but you're really fucking slow, Master Nature. And because of that, I think you need to let me watch some more Little House on the Prairie. I mean, I'll forgive you if you let me watch a little bit more House on the Prairie. I will say you're the greatest master I've ever had in my life. You know, that's all you have to do is just let me watch a little bit more House on the Prairie. And, well, yeah, I love you. I love you forever. And, yeah. See, guys, this is how my spirits guys are here, guys. Oh, my God. Yeah, I didn't pick him. I did not pick him. Did not fucking pick him. Oh, my God. I would not pick these spirit guys in a million years. No, they don't help me at all. Master Nature, that ain't true. We helped you plenty of fucking time, but you fucking don't. You want to ignore it. You want to fucking ignore us all the time. That's right, Master Nature. You have a good way of ignoring us, and oh my God. All right, fine. Oh God. Okay, well, I'm waiting. Fine. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Master Nature. I don't know what you're doing. Still don't know what you're doing. And, oh, yeah, that. Okay. Yeah,
I won't take it back because it's true.
Okay, I like that one, Master Nature. Okay. Are you going to shut up if I let you watch this? Yeah, you're the greatest master in the world.
Your paw smells like a dumb old horse.
Oh, yeah, she smacked that bitch. She smacked the bitch. Ha!
I think he likes you, Carol.
Oh, I remember that time. Look.
Really? Mm-hmm. How can you tell? Because boys his age, a lot older, too.
Yeah.
Sometimes act like that. You know, sort of silly and standoffish when they really like you.
Yeah, really. Silly and standoffish. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I was, hey, my garden. I was there. They hid me around the fucking brick wall here, and you couldn't see me. Yeah, in fact, I was with the family the whole time here, and but every time you like watch episodes like this, I'm here, but they always like seem to put me behind like the stove or like upstairs. But I was there. I swear to God, this is my family. This is my family. This is my. I was here the whole time. But they want to hide me behind the fucking stone walls and shit. But I was there, guys. I was there.
Almanzo.
Oh, she scared me a lot.
Cinnamon chicken. Did you hear that, Nellie? Well, it's only her specialty.
Well, I'm afraid you'll just have to make it yourself.
Well, I don't know how.
I could do it, Ma. Now, when he comes, you hide in the pantry.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we ate cayenne pepper, and everybody got sick and shit, and everybody like got all sick. And then like, yeah, I remember that. I was there. And like, I didn't eat the cayenne pepper though. I watched everybody though, like run around the house, and they all got sick. And then they come back into the kitchen, right? And I'm there. I'm sitting right there, but they hide me behind the fucking stove again, and you can't see me. Fucking hell! Fuck off! No, Master Nature's true. Why don't you believe me? Oh, Maisie. You sound even more like MD than fucking Ashley did. Maisie. Yeah, and when I got up, I went outside, and I'm like, Maisie, I love you so much. You sound just like him. Oh my God. Oh, it's not funny, Master Nature. It's not funny at all. You know I'm only 6 years old, and I don't know why you're laughing at me at all, and oh my God. All right, guys. Well, am I a troll? Pick a song. Yeah, Nellie was a bitch in there, like the first 3 or 4 seasons. But like by the end though, you're kind of sympathetic with her, but not really. You know what I mean? Like you still hate her. It's really weird. Yeah, that's kind of weird. We already did Van Morrison. And it can't be obvious. Yeah, I really want to play the song for you guys. I played it for you before, but it's like 17 minutes. I'm not going to play 17 minutes of it. But man, I'm really in the mood to hear it though, guys. And you already heard it though, so I'm like, do I want to play it for him or not? All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to. All right. Just humor me. Humor me, guys. I'm sorry. The next pick is all yours. But humor me on this one. Just humor me. I love you. I love you guys. Best card in the world. But listen, just humor me on this. Yeah. If I could find the right version. Yeah. There's one specific version that I really, really like. And sometimes I pick the wrong one. Where is it? This is the one I like. This is the one I like the most. Now, they're all good. Don't get me wrong. But man, this one really gets to me. This one really, really, really gets to me here.
Can't believe it stayed on.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. Can't believe you're a real.
Such a lovely day, but something's wrong. Something
Hey, we got to go to church once in a while. Come on now.
This morning, this old road keep rolling on and on. Rolling on and rolling on. Somebody help me. 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 I have never been so lonesome and alone way from lonesome and a long way. I've never been lonesome and a long way from
We can sing it together if you like.
Not on the open highway, such a lovely day.
There's something wrong, though.
Something must be something just wrong. Stepped home this morning, this old road keep rolling on and on. Rolling on and rolling on and on. Somebody help me. 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 I have never been so lonesome and alone. I've never been lonesome and alone. I've never been lonesome and alone way from home.
Alrighty, my love. I hope you like that. So where were we? Where were we? I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Where were we? Well, where are you? Your cousin stole your tickets. Oh my God. West Side Story. Hey, dude. Hey, all good. All good. Hey, I like them all. I like them all. Seriously, Jules? Walnut Grove isn't too far from you? Really? For real? In Minnesota? Interesting. Or, I mean, was it in Minnesota? Yeah, I guess it was in Minnesota. Damn, that's cool. Yeah, Walnut Grove. Prepping her for abusive relationships. That's interesting. She might be DM might be Nelly reincarnated. Oh my God. I don't know about that. I don't know. Nelly kind of Nelly wasn't, see, yeah, at first, like the first couple seasons of that, right? You're right. Nellie's kind of a psychopath, right? That's how she portrays her character. She's kind of a psychopath. Seriously, that's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah, her character in the first couple seasons, she portrays her like I would say more of a sociopath. Okay, but she borders on sociopath / psychopath at times in the first couple seasons. Yeah, for real, more sociopathic. But as the series goes on, you start to see her have kind of more and more like morality. I guess it's a weird character, very weird character. And yeah, it's Little House, right? We're talking about Little House, but when you're thinking about the characters, though. Yeah, she's a strange one. She's a very strange one because she is sociopathic. Really, I mean, her behaviors in the first 2 seasons, you would consider those sociopathic. I mean, she really is. She has no care for anybody. Like all she does is try to manipulate people, like to do her bidding. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's interesting though, right? Right, for sure. I mean, that's all you see her do in the first two seasons, is trying to fucking fuck people over, and get what she wants. So yeah, she's pure antisocial. Okay, she may not be like deranged to the point where she's gonna kill people, but she's definitely antisocial for sure. Because all she is trying to do in the first two years is just fucking get what she wants at whatever cost. That's her character. It's funny. It's interesting though, isn't it? A Little House on the Prairie. But I'll tell you what, you think about it, yeah, it's fucking weird. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys seen Little House on the fucking Prairie. You know what I'm talking about. You guys are telling me you know how she was. Yeah. She was a little fucking sociopath. Yes, she was. But yeah, but like listen though. That's interesting. But we had a counterpoint though to her, right? We had the girls. We had the sisters as a counterpoint to her bullshit. Right? Right. And that's why in some of those episodes where Laura kicks her fucking ass, those are the best ones, right? Because those are the ones we're waiting for. We're waiting for her to kick her fucking ass because she's been a sociopath this whole fucking time. Right? Right. Right? Right. Correct? Because that's what we want. We want to see Nellie get her ass beat. And that's part of the reason why the show was so compelling in the beginning, because people want that was a great dynamic the way they made that dynamic between the kids was fantastic, because you wanted to see Nellie get fucking beat up, essentially. Like, yeah. And they're only like, what? They're only like 8 years old. It's so weird. They're like really young, but it's so weird when you think about it. You were like, man, I really want to see this kid get her ass beat. You know what I mean? It's so fucking weird. Fuck hell. But hey, that's what makes it great. Yeah, we all watched it. We all watched it when we were little, right? We also watched it when we were kids. But that's even weirder, because it's like, yeah, we're all watching as kids. And we're like, yeah, beat the fucking piss out of her. Beat her up. Just beat her. Just beat the hell out of her, please. Yeah, exactly. We all had the same emotion, whatever. Like, we're watching it, 6 years old, 7, whatever age, right? It's like, man, I wish Laura just beat the fucking piss out of her, Yes. This is very interesting. It's very interesting when you think about it. It's very interesting to think about that type of content
uh, growing up with that kind of content versus now, where like, wait, we grew up watching shows where we rooted for 6-year-olds to get, or whatever, 8-year-olds to get their fucking asses kicked in, by other 7-year-olds. Now it's like, oh my God, you can't show any bullying in high school. Oh my God. Look, we grew up on this shit. Hey, we grew up watching people getting bullied. Yeah, we did. And we liked it. And we fucking liked it. That's it, because it was okay. Fucking right? Right, guys. Am I not right? You guys know? Compared to now. Oh my God. If we had a Walton's type of fucking show now, and like every episode is about some sociopathic, like 7-year-old girl, who just wants to fucking get what she wants, they would be like, this is abuse, whatever, it would never happen. It would never, you cannot show that level of honesty anymore, not in this day and age compared to that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Just that's what made it, well, that's what one of the reasons what made that show so great, But yeah, well, you guys know that. You guys already know that. Interesting though to think about those dynamics though with a television show. It's very interesting, and then to compare them to now. Very interesting to do that. Yeah, PC, politically correct, blah blah blah. Yeah. But see. It didn't look. Our generation that I'm talking about, and you know what I'm talking about, right? We're not fucked up, okay? And that's the interesting part, okay? Gen X, we'll put it at Gen X, right? We're actually not that. We're not fucked up at all, actually. When you think about it, Gen X is actually one of the most stable generations that has actually come along in a long, long time. We are stable. We are very, very stable people, actually. We've been through we've been through a lot of things in our generation that nobody else has experienced. We've seen a lot of stuff. Not PC. I'm not talking politically correct crap here. And guess what? We are one of the most stable generations in recent American history. So it's not about, it's not about what we're showing necessarily. Okay? It's about people need to lighten the fuck up. They need to lighten the fuck up here. That's the problem. We grew up with so much politically quote-unquote incorrect crap, right? But yet, we are one of the most sane generations to ever come along. Because we know, see, you have to show the different contours and contrasts to people and to what is funny and what may be offensive. But you have to do that. You have to explore that. You cannot just pretend one half of the thing doesn't exist. Because then we grow up with like half a fucking brain. And then as that keeps going on, our brain keeps getting divided even more and more and more. So what started off as a full brain turns into a half brain. Now it's all the way whittled down to a little fucking grapefruit slice that you could barely see. And God forbid that you touch that little grapefruit slice of brain, or else, oh my God, everything's horrible, everything's horrible. How dare you offend me? How dare you do that and do this and do that? That's because we shrunk our fucking brains down to a grapefruit size of thinking and pondering and discerning. See, that's the key here. It's called discerning. And if we don't allow people to make discernments, well, guess what? Now we got a whole fucking earth filled with fucking, I don't know, what do you call them? Grapefruits. They're fucking grapefruits. And God forbid you pick the wrong one, or they're going to piss and fucking moan at you. No matter what. Even if you explain, hey, I didn't mean to pick the wrong grapefruit. They're still going to piss and whine and cry and fucking, play the victim for the rest of their goddamn lives. And that's what happens here when you go politically correct. People don't know how to fucking lighten up and see comedy for comedy. That's all it is. It's comedy. Or see something for what it is and not make a fucking deal out of it. That art has been lost ever since our generation, Gen X. That was the last generation that had this privilege. We are the last generation that had this privilege of seeing all different types of rooms, contours, shades, elements of things without fucking getting offended by anything. Right? We sat there, we listened, we learned, we laughed, we got angry, right? But it wasn't tied to some other fucking higher moral. It was called, now, you know what? It's called lighten the fuck up. Because every generation since Gen X, they all have fucking mental health problems. They're all fucked up. Everybody's stressed out. Nobody knows how to cope with anything in their fucking life. Everybody born beyond I swear to God, guys, everybody born beyond 72, 72, right? Everybody born from 72 to fucking 80. Everybody born past 81. I'll give 81. I'll give you 81. Nah, I shouldn't do that. I'll give you 81. Okay, but I might even give you 82. I'll give you 82. Okay, but everybody born past 82, I swear to God, it's just it's like they don't know how to fucking. It's like, what are you offended by? I swear to God, everybody beyond 82. I swear to God, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. So now this beautiful, juicy grapefruit that we were sucking on in 1974, come 2025, 2026, now we got one little fucking pink fucking thread, okay, that we have to pick out of our fucking teeth because it's not even a wedge of grapefruit anymore. It's just one of those goddamn annoying strands that gets stuck in your teeth, and you have to pull it out. Right? And God forbid if you pull it out, somebody's going to be fucking offended by it. That's what it is. That's how sad our society has become. We go from rooting for 7-year-old girls to kill each other, and that's good, to, oh my God, you're showing girls beating each other up? Holy shit. What's wrong with you? Anyway, this is the part where I take a smoke and you're like, fuck this guy. No, we're going to take a smoke. We're going to do one more song. And yes, you're going to pick it. And we are going to think about this, okay? I really want to get more into Kohberger and trying to solve this thing called, why is he an archetype when A, it doesn't exist in this reality, but why did they how did they screw up so badly in trying to paint him as this thing? Because it would have made it a lot easier on themselves if they painted him in more neutral tones. Right. But they also had to add in more fucking color and contour and shape to him so I can latch onto him and be like, well, of course he's a psychopath. But they failed to do that. And that's why all these other characters, in my opinion, yes, some of them are guilty. But that's what elevates them. Because I have a much clearer focus on who these people are compared to our
our supposed main suspect, Moscow, Idaho. And that's probably one of your greatest mistakes that you made in this case. You totally fucked up on how to elevate the psychopath as a character and to overshadow the rest of the characters in the story. But Moscow, Idaho doesn't know how to write. So what they did was the opposite. They elevated all the supposed side characters. They are the fucking main characters. And Brian Kohlberger is like some character in the background that you're like, why is he there? You know? Exactly. Think about it. You know I'm right. And it makes sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Brian Kohlberger should be the main character, hands down. Nobody overshadows him. But yet, we see the exact opposite in this case. Every other side character, who should be a side character, they take on the status of main character. And boy, there are so many things you could point to say, yeah, they're the fucking main character. Absolutely, especially Dylan. Especially the roommates. Especially Hunter Johnson and all these people, right? And all the while you're doing that, you're like, well, why is Brian Kohlberger in the background of the story? You know? It should be the exact opposite. Our focus and clarity on Brian Kohlberger should be 100%. It should not be overshadowed by any other character or person in this case. Yet, what do we see? Like you know my garden, we see the exact same opposite thing here. And that's what makes it even more difficult to parse out what the fuck they were doing here. Why? What? Why and what here? Why am I seeing Brian Kohlberger as a background character when he should be the main character in his very own story? And that's not what is that's not this case at all. You know it, I know it. So that's a very tricky thing here. It's a very tricky thing here. It is. It's something we don't encounter. It's something we should not encounter, but yet we are encountering it. But again, you compare that to other crimes that you and I have seen, and it's not like that at all. Okay? No, you know that. We know this. So anyway, let me shut up. Let me just shut up. I'm going to take a quick smoke. All right. These are the things, though, that are important. I feel we need to talk about, though. You know, aside from all the crap, right? Not crap, but aside from all the other stuff, these are the things that I think go to the heart of the case. They do, and I think it's good highlighting how many mistakes Moscow made, and in what flavors they made them in. There's so many here, you know, and there are, and so again, one of those mistakes is, you cannot overdo how you're going to portray your main suspect. But Moscow, again, they don't know how to write a story properly. And so they overcompensated in writing Brian Kohlberger into the story because we have history that says otherwise here. We have history from people that says otherwise. And not only do we have that, we have actions and behaviors that suggest otherwise. See? And Moscow, again, they don't know how to write a story. So it's either they forgot those details, they didn't care about those details, or they wanted to go so heavy-handed in portraying this person as just a blank shape like the boogeyman. And that was it. That was all they were probably aiming for, I guess. I don't know, guys. But smoke break, one more song, and then we are drifting off into the great sleep tonight. Oh, yes, we are. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. And 1907 Part 2, okay, that coming out real soon here. And don't you fucking forget it here, my lilies and lords. Yeah, that's still coming, whether you like it or not, because Tyrone needs to tell his side of the story, too, here. You know, 1907, oh my God, 1907. Anyway.
I know is I see a lot of disgusting people in this case. A lot of disgusting fucking people. They all disgust me. People who are anorexic look like fucking scarecrows. That's appropriate for Halloween. Holy crap. It's okay to eat a salad. It's truly okay. And a steak? Christ. I mean, does she think she looks good? Ladies, does Olivia think she looks good? I mean, seriously. No, I'm asking the ladies here. I mean, does Olivia think she looks good? I don't get it. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about skinny or fat. I'm just saying, it's just like her face is like it's skeletal, right? Her face looks like skeleton, correct? Or am I hallucinating? No, she doesn't look well. She might. Maybe, Liv, she may think she looks good. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. To me, she looks like a skeleton. She may think she's like hot to trot here. Hot to trot. I don't know. But goddamn, I don't know. The first thing when I notice her face, I'm like, the first thing you know what I think of? The first thing I thought of when I saw her fucking face, I'm like, I will buy you a hoagie. I will buy you a fucking hoagie. Like, please eat something because you're making me, you're like wigging me out. You're wigging me the fuck out here. I will buy you a meatball sandwich. Just put something in your mouth and eat it. I don't know. It's fucking really weird. Really weird. Really weird. And I don't even know. I don't want to know these people. Oh, hell. So there you go again, taking the piss. There you go, taking the piss. Talk to the guard. You want to say hello? You want to say hello to them? What if I put you on camera? What if I put you on camera? Then what are you going to do? You want to go on camera? Well. All right. I know. You got information. I get it. Go ahead. We'll download later. Oh my God. Well, that's what you get for having a shadow gatto familiar. That's all they do. They run around outside, they talk to the witches, and they get you information. That's what they do. All right. Yeah. I haven't looked into this too much, and you guys probably have. But Steve also has another daughter, correct? Let's talk about that for a minute. Steve does have another daughter, correct? Sorry, guys. It said transmission aborted. Oh my God. Yeah. Now, from what I understand about their relationship, it's not good, correct? That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, he does acknowledge her. That's what I heard as well. And not just from different places. So I find that dynamic interesting. That he already estranged one of his daughters. So I find that, see, any history like that is interesting, right? Right. So he already has an estranged daughter. And in fact, I think that relationship got as far as what I read and understood, that got a little dicey there. Okay, but anyway. But anyway, that tells me though he already has the ability to estrange one of his daughters. Okay, to the point where it sounded like she pretty much hates him. Okay, so he already has that ability with one of his daughters. And now you got two other daughters, right? And Kaylee's the oldest here. So it just makes you think. It just makes you think if he's already stubborn enough and doesn't have the insight enough, right, to the point where he's already estranged one of his kids. Well, where do you extrapolate from to that, right? Where do you go with that? Because lo and behold, his next daughter in line, she gets brutally murdered. Just saying. So you already estranged one of your daughters, and now you got a second daughter who happens to get brutally murdered. Now you have two estranged daughters, one living and one dead. And that tells me things. You understand? Those types of things, they stick with me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's weird, but it's true. Yeah. Now, I don't know what the dynamic truly was between Kaylee and her. Now, from what we understand, at least what my limited understanding of this is, Kaylee was, when she left the house, she was living with her aunt, right? Yes, right, something like that, right? Her aunt. So she did not move back with her parents. Right. So what does that say? You already have one daughter that's estranged from him. Now you got a second daughter who moved out of her college house in an intermediate state because she's going to Texas, right? But she didn't choose to live in that intermediate state with her parents. She chose to live in that intermediate state with her aunt. So that's information too, right? Why? Why not just live back home until you transition to Texas? Why not? It's easy, right? It's the easiest thing to do probably, right? You just go back to your home. But not Kaylee. Kaylee didn't do that. Why? Why did she not do that? Welcome all I missed. Welcome all I missed. Love Tina, welcome. Lucy, welcome. Princess of Darkness. But no, think about it though. Why? Yeah, interesting. I mean, hey, that's interesting. If she got back in touch with the estranged daughter, that's interesting. That's interesting. Very interesting. Well, I don't know. It tells me, the easiest thing to do in that situation is to live back with your parents until you transition on to Texas. That's the easiest thing to do. That's a straight line. That's what you would do. But not here. She chooses to live with her aunt. In this intermediate period before she moves to Texas, she doesn't want to live with her parents. Why? There's something there. There's friction there. It's the easiest route to take, but you're not taking it. Why? Because there's friction there. There's something wrong there. She doesn't want to be there. Why? Conflict. There's conflict. Right? It's probably stressful. There's something there causing you not to live with your parents in this intermediate period. Freedom, perhaps. Perhaps it's freedom. That may be. I can see Steve being a completely controlling asshole. And I think he is. Yeah, for sure. And I see Steve's wife as a completely docile fucking, she reminds me of somebody who, as long as she gets a piece of jewelry at the end of the week, she could probably turn her eye on everything. You know what I mean? That's how she strikes me. Somebody like that. Somebody who knows but plays dumb. Plays dumb. Willfully ignorant is what she strikes me as. And Steve strikes me as this stupid fucking controlling idiot who thinks he's smarter than he really is. And he strikes me as somebody who's made a lot of bad decisions. And he strikes me as a character who has fucked his family over quite a few times with his bad decisions. Yeah, to the point where I don't know if this feeds into his estranged daughter, but it might. It might. But we already know he has one daughter who probably hates his fucking. I think she hates his fucking guts. And then you got a second daughter who doesn't want to live at home. Yeah. It tells me things. It tells me a lot. It tells me there's something wrong here with the family dynamics. There's something really wrong here with the family dynamics. And Moscow Police Department did not explore any of this. In fact, Moscow Police didn't explore anything. You know what I mean? But they certainly didn't explore any family dynamics between people. But if this was a real investigation, however, the police would be exploring these dynamics. If they truly wanted to find out who did this, a real honest police department, investigative team, whatever. They would be looking at these dynamics under a microscope. But Moscow Police, again, of course we know this. They didn't do that. Because these family dynamics, they're strange. And they stand out. And there's conflict here. And that conflict, if we get to the bottom of it, that could very well be the thread that you figure out that's why Kaylee got fucking murdered. Whether that's because of a family action, a non-family action, but related to the family in some fashion. Like making bad deals with people. Steve. You know what I'm saying? But so on and so on. That's the thing here. And you guys know that. You guys fucking know that. But you have to look at those dynamics. And Moscow Police did not. I don't think they looked at any fucking family dynamics except Koberger's family dynamics. I don't think Moscow looked at any of that. I don't think they gave a shit about it. I think you could say, our family they were doing fucking cocaine in the middle of the street. And I think Moscow will be like, oh, all right. Well, hey, we got Brian Koberger here. Let's check out his fucking family dynamics. That's exactly what it's like here. Anyway, I hope you like that. I hope you like that one. Because that's true as well. And, you're my guard and you know that. Yeah, family dynamics. Family dynamics play a huge role in this case. And we could be talking about multiple families. We could talk about Kaylee's family. Any of the families. There's some dynamic in each one of these families that you need to explore. Because they're dangerous. They're dangerous dynamics we're talking about here. We're not talking about innocent fucking people just not getting along. No. We're talking about in each of these fucking families, there is at least one dangerous thread that runs throughout each one of them. But Moscow police did not explore any of that. Absolutely not. 100% they did not. Not at all. Not at all. Nope and no. Nope. And here we are. Here we are, down the fucking gutter. Down the fucking rabbit hole. Let's go. Let us go. All right, here we are. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, guys, I gotta show you this. I'm sorry. There you go.
Really humanize them in a way to understand what it looked like for them, because this was their life day in and day out for 7 weeks, and then after and yeah, it was nice to hear that real human aspect of them, and kind of what it looked like from the inside out, because I had only had the perspective of being on the outside.
Oh shit. Hey, and now I'm hungry. Great. Let's let that commercial pass. Again, she's talking about wanting to know what it was like for the police to go through their emotional experience about this crime. That's what she's talking about. And it's completely unnecessary. I don't know why you would want to do this. To me, it's very sick. You don't need to understand the law enforcement's inner workings of their process of solving this crime. You don't need that. In fact, if somebody did that to me, let's say I was in a meeting with this fucking moron, and she's saying this shit to me. They're saying, I want to know what it was like for your inter-emotional process working through this case. I'd be like, Olivia, hey, come here. Do you see this window? Yeah, we're 13 stories up, and if you don't shut your fucking mouth, I kind of want to throw you off it. All right. Yeah, I would really want to throw you off it, because A, you don't fucking need to know, and B, I'm not gonna fucking tell you at all. You don't need to know. You don't need to understand the inner workings of my emotional process of this shit. You don't need to know that at all. I'm going to tell you, look, it's fucking horrible, cunt. That's what I'm going to tell you. You're going to sit in a fucking meeting looking like Skeletor, right? And you're going to ask me about how it felt, the inner workings of the emotion of going through this case. I'm going to be like, first of all, you look like fucking Skeletor, and that's freaking me out. And second of all, why don't you eat this fucking hoagie that we got sitting here in the middle of our desk, listen to your fucking garbage, and take your fucking ass out of here and never come back. That's how you're going to respond to somebody like that. I don't know what the fuck she's trying to do with this. I don't know what she was trying to do with that. It's totally ridiculous to expect a room full of cops to say, oh yeah, this is the emotional process that I was going through. Okay? No, you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. And you're an anorexic idiot. Yes, you are. I'm sorry, but yeah, you are. Yeah.
Sorry about that. We'd like to try the...
Yeah.
Were you able to get any of your questions answered?
No. They told me to go fuck myself. What? Yeah, good.
Were you able to get any of your questions answered?
Yeah. A lot of the questions that I had were answered.
Like what?
Doesn't mean that more won't come up as more comes out, but I was very satisfied at the end of the meeting with, as satisfied as you can be. We're not...
Like what?
Talking about, a recipe here. At the end of the day, it's still
a recipe.
Murder. And
Okay.
it's still
Murder.
the death of, my sister.
Right, sure. Of course.
So
can't forget her.
There's not really positivity and I don't even want to say that there's closure, but I do think that it helped me immensely to be able to have these pieces put together for me to help me make sense and understand what happened in my head.
Uh-huh. And what is that?
Are they able to tell you any more about
I'm not
That's
metrosexual.
like one of the questions I've always just still think about is like motive and why those kids, why that house. Like, were there any, I don't want to say theories, but did they have any more insight into that?
Theories? It's okay.
No, not necessarily, and maybe it's because the why it's never kept me up at night. I've never cared about the why.
Really?
So that wasn't really something that I pushed them for.
Uh-huh.
I will say when you look at the cast data and the 23 different occasions that he was at the house, they don't all line up with just one person.
Oh.
So it's not like he was only ever there when, Kaylee was. They're very random and they're very sporadic.
So what does that tell you?
Which to me made more sense because I was always confused when they said someone was targeted, then maybe the house was targeted, then no, someone was targeted.
Ooh, sorry,
it
guys.
almost made more sense to me knowing that maybe it really was the location, right? Maybe it really...
You bitch, you can stand a few, you can put some pounds on there, bitch. Okay. Tyrone, what are you thinking about it? Damn, that fucking hoe skinny. Now look, I don't mind skinny hoe, but holy crap. Hey, I like a little weight, okay? Look, listen, lady. Well, you, listen, lady. I don't fucking a skeleton, okay? Tyrone in his life, he don't fucking a skeleton, okay. It's okay to eat a salad every now and then. All right. Well, I'm just saying, Master Nature. Back in my day, I had a rule of thumb, and that rule of thumb was, I only had 2 rules, right? I only had 2 rules back in my day in 1907. Well, rule number 1 was not to get killed, and then my second rule was I don't fuck any skeleton. That was the second rule. I'm just saying. Why are you laughing at me, man? That was my fucking rule, all right? I don't know what's so funny about that. Yeah, I had 2 fucking rules, all right? Don't get killed, and don't fuck any skeleton, all right? Just say. Well, what happens if you did? I ain't gonna answer that fucking question. What is it? Cheeto fucking ad? Master Nature, I can't tell you the last time I had a fucking Cheeto, alright? So don't play those stupid ads. Don't. Alright, guys. I have to go. However, before we go, I hope this was enlightening to you. But we're going to pick the song that's going to send us off into the great beyond for the night. Alright? So, you must pick it. And if you learned anything from this live stream, you know more about Tyrone now, right? Tyrone had 2 rules in 1907. The first rule was stay alive, and now you know the second rule. Okay. If you learned anything. Yeah. What do you mean you never get picked? Fucking off. Hey, wait. Yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, my phone is getting all messed up. Which means the chat's like shimmering. So what the fuck is going on? God damn. Probably because I spit my phone too much. Duh. Oh my God. Well, yeah, it's because you're stupid. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what we've been saying this whole time, but nobody seems to listen to us. God damn. Erg.
Yeah, pretty much, like literally slop and spit. And every time I try to move the chat, it just jumps all over my phone. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. What an idiot. No, my name is not Tony. I could be Tony for you if you want me to. Band songs, depends what the song is. I'll pay sure. But see, it's kind of I kind of trick you though. See, here, I got to tell you this. I try to like get you to focus on music that I want to hear. So I'll just say, it's shady of me, but that's kind of what I do. I try to do that. Who's Tony? Wait, I'm missing people here. Who the fuck's Tony? Oh my God. Oh, there we go. Now I can actually see what is going on here. Mambo. You got a lust for Olivia? Oh yeah. High on Papa's supply. That's interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Yes, she is scary looking. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should look at it. Oh, hey, if there's a video of her speech in court, I'd like to see that. Or do you mean at the sentencing hearing? Oh yeah, that's something. That is definitely something. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's again, remember the Little House on a Prairie analogy? You just wanted to punch her in the mouth. However, we have no counterpoint, right? Because it was annoying. She's stupid. She talks about herself more than she talks about her fucking sister, right? Like every other disgusting person in this case. All they do is talk more about themselves than they do about their own goddamn fucking family. Their own goddamn people that get killed. Every single one of them does the same thing. It doesn't matter. And it ends up, they talk about themselves, and it's like, oh yeah, we got a daughter. Duh. Yeah, that's what it's like with these fucking disgusting people. Nobody knows how to put them first. You notice this? Nobody, since this shit came out, right? Except maybe, except for maybe Maddie's family to a degree, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying, all these fucking interviews and all this bullshit, it's like, wait, I'm talking about somebody who died in my family? Oh yeah, that's right. Duh. That's how these fucking disgusting people act. They utterly disgusting to me. Utterly disgusting. People. Utterly disgusting to me. Every time they go on and do these fucking interviews, the only thing we should be hearing about is their goddamn fucking sister. Not her. Everything that's coming out of her mouth should be about Kaylee or Maddie or Ethan or Xana. Every single word should be about them in some way. But yet, it's not. It's not at all. In fact, I guess 0.0001% of what comes out of their fucking mouth is even related to related to one of the victims. For real. So they're all going to burn in hell. They're all going to burn in fucking hell. Okay? The darkness doesn't forget. It does not forget the pacts that were made here. It does not forget. And so they'll, hey, hell, I'm just saying, they'll know it when they get there. Let me just say that. They'll know it when they get there. But once they get there, there ain't no getting out of it. Trust me. There ain't no way you're getting out of it. No. Not once you get there. You cannot get out. Trust me. No hell. All right, guys. Yeah. Welcome, Katie. Welcome. Oh, I got a lot of dames. I got a lot of dames now. I got Dame Florence Angelica, and I got Dame Liv Leviathan, and I got, oh my God. If I was alive, oh my God. Oh, what I wouldn't give to be alive. Yeah, I think that's right. Stanley. Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, you remember the time where we were... Yeah, shut up. I do. Yeah, but we were in the graveyard with them. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, but they were like, they were smoking, right? Shut up, Stanley. Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyway, come on, give me a song. Okay, here is it. Okay, we're going to send off into the great beyond with this. No, you guys, beautiful choices. Beautiful choice. I don't know what Tony's doing, but some of you have special powers, so you can exercise them. Let's see here. Yes. Oh, yes. And this sums up this case perfectly, at least this portion, and the disgusting people in this case. And I think this song does a really good job of summing that up. It really does. It doesn't reflect the artist. Nope and nope and nope. Yeah, live version's typically better of this one.
I'm in my Ozempic era.
I'm sure you are. All right. I think a live version of this song is better than the studio. But here we go, and I love you, babies. We're gonna be on tomorrow. Let's go. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. There we go. Yeah, that's much better.
Our next guests are a rock and roll duo from Akron, Ohio, and their new album is entitled Attack and Release in this giant super CD format. Please welcome back the Black Keys, ladies and gentlemen. Without
babies. I love you, loves. We gotta keep going, loves. Good night, babies. Hey, beautiful dream, love. Beautiful dreams. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Thank you, loves. Thank you, loves.